here, I'm back. I'm gonna try to film today. I haven't filmed for about a week because I haven't been feeling my best, but I did wind up getting up to page 114. I don't think I read any more of the Holiday Swap, but I did wind up finishing the Investigators on Netflix, which is super cute. But I'm gonna go do some filming, try to prep my videos for next week, get some stuff done, be up and on my feet as I haven't been the past couple of days. I think that's also contributing to why I'm so dizzy and nauseous because I really haven't been doing anything. So I'm gonna go do some stuff, film some videos, and I'll talk to you guys when I can. Bye. Update, it is about almost 11 o'clock. I did wind up getting up to page 160 in The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. I do like this book quite a bit. It's very, very fun. It's a very, very lighthearted read. There is a lot of lying because they did switch places. So, like, both of these characters are lying to their prospective romance partner. And I know it's going to blow up in both their faces. So that's, like, taking a little bit of the enjoyment out of the story. Because I know eventually the secret's going to be revealed. And I'm just expecting, like, a big blow up. But it's a very, very fun read. I like that the environments are very, very different, but they're both connected to baking. I think that's very, very fun. I also do like both the romantic partners. I think it's very, very enjoyable. It's a very, very fun read. But I do know the secret keeping is going to get both of these twins in trouble, so I'm kind of preparing myself for that. But yeah, I watched one episode of Stargirl. I'm very, very far behind on that show. But I think I'm going to take a little bit and watch something like a little bit quicker. I might watch a couple of episodes of Schitt's Creek because I took a break from that over the spooky season. So I'm going to watch a couple episodes of that and I'll give you guys an update when I can. Bye, friends. Came back in. I did change because I'm going to the Simone Biles tour. But I did wind up getting up to page 200 in The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. It is definitely a fun read. It really reminds me of a Hallmark movie, but for me it's perfect because it has to do with baking. Part of the book takes place in a small town. I love books about small towns. Again, the miscommunication or the twin secrets are going to blow up in both these girls' faces, and you're sort of getting to that point. I guess I fail to see why they can't tell, like, these people who they are, because, like, it's not like they can't tell, like their romantic entanglements don't really involve their jobs per se. So, like, I don't think the secret is, like, weighty enough. Like, I don't think, like, the reason that they're swapping places really is poignant enough to keep a secret, if that makes any sense. But I'm liking it. My goal is to probably finish this before I go to my tour so I could take another book with me, because I have, like, a pretty long wait. I'm going to a talk back with all the Olympians, I think, and then the show starts much later, so I'm probably going to bring a book and a half with me and see if I can finish it. But yeah, so I'm going to go do that. I am feeling a lot better. I don't know if what it was. I don't know if it was, like, I caught something when I went to my uncle's funeral. I don't know if I caught something, like, just in the world. I don't know if it just was the vaccine. I have no idea. The booster, whatever. I'm happy I got it. I'm grateful that I got it, but whatever happened, a combination of things probably took me down, like, for about a week. I doubt it was the vaccine. I think it was a bunch of other stuff that was going on, so take that for what it's worth. But yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more of The Holiday Swap, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye, friends. I should do a quick update. I actually did wind up finishing both my books on my commute, so I finished The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox, which not know is actually two authors, which was actually really, really fun. Very, very cute, Christmassy novel. It really reminded me of Hallmark movies. It was a lot of baking. Some unnecessary secret keeping was going on throughout this whole novel, but I thought it was really, really cute, and I thought it was a fun read. Definitely got me in the spirit for the holidays, and hopefully it's one of many Christmas reads I'm going to read. But I am going to, not deviate, but I'm going to read These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. It's a murder mystery. It follows two sisters. I think her sister goes missing and she has to try to find her. I really did like All Your Twisted Secrets. This comes out in 2022, so I'm reading it a little bit early, but it will work for several prompts on my November TBR. And I really haven't been reading much, so I want to, like, kind of jumpstart that because I haven't read anything for that challenge yet. So I'm going to start this. I'm also going to see Internals with my dad today. I feel a lot better, which is really, really nice. We have about 2 hours before we have to go, so I'm going to try to read a little bit, maybe watch some TV in the background, and I'll talk to you guys when I read a couple of chapters of this, and I'll give you guys another update. Bye, friends. Right here, I'm back. I did wind up going to see Eternals with my dad, so that took a little bit of time. Also, if you have not been following me for the whole year, I'm a part of this Avengers reading challenge, and a boss battle is about to drop. It's about to drop, I think, tomorrow. So my reading plans are a little bit on hiatus. I am still in the middle of reading these Deadly Games because I did pick it up, but for an hour, I get to read this book straight, and I can't do anything. I can't listen to anything. I just have to put on a timer and read for 30 minutes, and I'll look at my phone and not look at the computer or anything. So I'm going to go do that, and when I'm done with my hour, I'll come back and we'll chat, and we'll see how I'm feeling. I am really liking it. I did like All Your Twisted Secrets. The ending was really not what I expected, but what I could tell you about this book is you have a main character. She's very like into gaming and gaming culture. Her mom is like a single mom, so she has to take care of her sister. And her sister got into a little bit of tiff when she was dropping her off at school because she has a competition with her gaming group that like is such a thing on this weekend. And she gets an anonymous message from someone claiming that she has her sister, and she has to complete these challenges so her sister doesn't die. And the first one was like take something from a teacher's desk. So I'm gonna read for an hour. I'm gonna put my my little timer on. And I will check back in with you guys, but I'm gonna go do this so I don't like get distracted. But yeah, so I will read this for an hour and then I'll check in with you guys. Bye, friends. Reading to chapter 12 in These Deadly Games. I really am liking this book quite a bit. It is sort of set a little bit like how her previous book was set. Like there is a present timeline and then there's a past timeline. The past timeline I'm going to be very, I think I'm going to be very, very, not upset with, but seeing how it's going, I think I'm going to be a little bit, not annoyed, but a little bit sad with that part because they introduced a character that I'm hesitant about. But it's very, very quick, very, very fast paced. It is into dual timelines. So you get like elements like 5 years ago, and then you get elements now. And someone has her sister, and she is sort of forced to do these tasks that are not very good. Like, so it's very interesting and very, very compelling. I didn't love the ending of of her first book. It did a trope that I don't always love. So I'm curious to see how this one's gonna end. I don't think she could do that twist again that she did in the first book. But and they're like they're not they don't have anything to do with each other. But I am liking it. I read 12 chapter 12 pretty quickly. Like it's a very, very quick, fast-paced read. Again, I'm starting this boss battle tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to read this. So my goal is to try to read as much as I can tonight. Um, I am going back to work tomorrow. It will be nice to be back into the swing of things because last week I only made it to work one day. So I will definitely be back tomorrow. But I'll update you guys when I can. I'll probably try to read a couple more chapters and I'll give you guys an update. Bye, friends. Intense, like right off the bat. And it's very different in some regards to All Your Twisted Secrets. Like that was a very like insular story. This story is very, very big and has wide repercussions. I'm very intrigued. Like I don't want to put this book down. I'm very fascinated by what's happening and what this is leading to. The chat, like the games, is very, very interesting. I also think it's interesting that all of these kids are gamers. I love a book about like a large cast of characters, and that's what the one thing you sometimes struggle with is like getting to know these characters because it is a very, very fast-paced story. You have a lot of characters. You have one main character. So just sort of feeling invested in them all can become a little bit problematic because it's just happening so quickly. And we're not getting enough information. Like I want information quicker. Like I just keep wanting to read because I want to know what's going to happen, especially because characters' lives are on the line at this point, and that like always makes me nervous as a reader. But yeah, I'm gonna read. I'm gonna try to get up to chapter 20. That's my goal. I really do want to go to bed early tonight and sort of rest and relax because tomorrow's gonna be my first day back at work, and it's just a lot. So this before in a couple of the reading vlogs. If you've been following me for the whole year, I'm a traveling teacher now due to COVID, so like I have to go to all my rooms, and it's just a lot. Tomorrow's one of my days where I have to go to all the floors. So it's just a lot tomorrow. But I'm gonna go back to reading. And when I have an update, I'll give it to you. Also, the boss battle has not been announced yet. I picked my books. I'm reading Foundry Side and The Vanishing Stair by Maureen Johnson. This is like a month-long battle, I think. They haven't really told us anything, but I'm really excited for it. It's really, really fun. It always motivates me to read. I'm Team Thor, so I'm going to go read a little bit more of these deadly games, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. How dark and twisty Diana Urban's writing is. Like, All Your Twisted Secrets was definitely dark and twisty. This book is even darker, and it's making me panic a little bit because, you know, they're kids and they're in this intensity. I'm curious like what the main character is going to do as the book goes on. I'm curious like how it's going to progress. I read a book recently. Was it Small Town Monsters or Burden Falls? That I felt like the serial killer element in that story was like very, very predictable. So I'm curious to see how this story sort of develops. But I'll definitely update you guys tomorrow. I am going to bring this to work with me, but I will probably stop reading it on my afternoon commute whenever they announce the start of the boss battle. I don't know what I'm going to listen to tomorrow. I still have like 1,000 podcasts to catch up to. I haven't been listening to anything the past week, like nothing. So I have a lot of stuff to catch up on. So that's my plan for tomorrow. But I'll update you guys when I get home. I'll probably be a little bit later because I have a faculty meeting after school too. So, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, friends. Lori here, I'm back. I did actually take a lot longer to get home than I thought. I actually did wind up going to urgent visit for another second opinion. And it turns out I do have a sinus infection, so I didn't get some medicine, which actually is such a relief. But this morning was a lot of Avengers reading challenge stuff, so I just spent like an hour doing all of the challenges, and now I'm going to go read for an hour. I hate being in the middle of books. I just don't like it. I really don't like to read two things at once, and I only have like 2 hours left in this. So unless like I am told as a team member of Thor that I have to switch to Foundry Side, I'm probably going to keep finishing this until I'm done with it and then switch to Foundry Side unless they like tell me I have to switch to it, but I only have 2 hours left. I'm liking this book. There was one plot twist that I sort of saw coming, and it makes me a little bit sad because I like the character. That's all I'm going to say because this book is not even out yet. But other than that, it is interesting. It's intriguing. I don't really know where the mystery can potentially go from here, and I'm intrigued enough to keep reading. I wasn't the biggest fan of the plot twist in her previous book, so I'm curious how this book winds up, but I'm very intrigued. Like, very, very intrigued. It's very, very dark, I will say that. It's a very, very dark and twisty-turny mystery. A lot of psychological stuff, but I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to go read for an hour. That was the prompt, and then I will chat back with you guys. Bye, friends. Lori here. I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up getting home from work. It's about 6:30, so I did like work out and do a couple other little things. I didn't listen to any audiobooks today because I have been trying to catch up on my podcast because between me being sick and watching World Championships, I have fallen a little bit behind on my podcast, so I spent a little bit of time trying to catch up today. But in positive reading news, I finished These Deadly Games by Diana Urban. I enjoyed this book. I think I enjoyed this book more than All Your Twisted Secrets, which was her first book. I really did like the main character. This book was a little bit more cutthroat than I was expecting, and there was a lot of twists early in the book that I definitely didn't see coming. I think that this book is definitely opened up for like a sequel possibly. It sort of reminds me of when I was reading the Karen McManus books, and I was like, definitely there could be a sequel. It also could be like super open-ended and not have a sequel. But I would give this one 4 stars for review. So, as I said, I'm doing the Avengers Reading Challenge, which is like a Thanos game, and they have like a bunch of different challenges. So because I'm at work all day, I tend to do them like when I get home. So the first challenge I saw was one that I didn't do. So I decided not to do Team Stark Event 3, Event 2. I'm Team 4, so I don't have to do it anyway. But the next one that seemed interesting was Team Guardians, which I'm not on. So I had to put it up on my Instagram or my Twitter, I think, and just get people to vote. So the 2 books I did choose at the start of this battle was Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett and The Vanishing Stare by Maureen Johnson. So The Vanishing Stare did win. This is another murder mystery book. I read book 1 and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to pick up book 2. I have to do some reading, participate in 2 hours of reading sprints, can be live, Twitter, Discord. It could also be a replay or in a more private way with friends. So I'm going to try to do that tonight and try to do something like that. And then the next one is Event 5 for Teen Stark. Tony finds Peter trapped in ebony maws because you're stuck. Read 100 pages in one spot. I can definitely do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to read 100 pages in one spot, just lay on my bed and try to read about 100 pages of this, and then I'll give you guys an update. This game is super fun. It's really engaging. But I will talk to you guys when I read about 100 pages so I can put my points down and see if there is going to be any reading sprints. There might be. If not, I'll probably just read my book in the background. So I'll talk to you guys when I read about 100 pages of The Vanishing Stare. It's been a bit since I read this one, but it's set at a boarding school. I really did like the first one, so hopefully I like the second one. Bye, friends. I'm back. It is a lot later. It's 7:11. Make a wish. But I did wind up, I went to work. I actually went Christmas shopping because with all the production line issues, I just wanted to make sure that I had a majority of my Christmas presents in case everything goes wrong and like I can't get stuff later. I got a little bit more info about my 10-year binder, which I think I'm going to try to start and make some more progress on tomorrow. But because I'm at work, I don't get to do any of the Avengers battles until much later. So I did wind up reading, let me see, I read up to page 152 in The Vanishing Stare. I do really like this book. It's very interesting. It's a very, very fast-paced, compelling mystery. I'm probably on page 150. There's a mystery element to this, and I'm really, really liking it. I did like book 1. It's set at like an elite boarding school. There's like chapters set in the present and in the past. I'm really liking it. But one of the challenges is to read something else for an hour that's not on your 2-book TBR. So I'm going to pick up Christy and the Snobs and just sort of read it as I'm like, about the world. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to read a little bit more of this. I will update you guys. My goal is to finish it, and then I'll probably give you guys a quick update, and then I'm probably going to go back to reading The Vanishing Stare. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye. I wanted to do a quick update. I did wind up reading for an hour and finishing The Babysitter's Club, Christy and the Snobs. It was fun. I really like these books, especially because when I was younger, I didn't read The Babysitter's Club. I read Little Sisters, but I'm also really enjoying the TV show, and you do see these plots, some of these plots in the season that I just watched. So I really am liking it. I love the art style. This is actually a new author, Chow Chow. I saw her at New York City Comic Con, actually. She was at one of the booths, and I bought this that weekend, and then I just didn't get her to sign it. But it is really, really fun. This one does deal with the death of a pet, so go into that. It also does deal with bullying, friendship, relationships, but also just like some fun dynamics when they actually sit. So, which is really, really fun. So I'm going to read a little bit more of The Vanishing Stare. I got up to page like 150. I have to do some boss battles tomorrow when I wake up because I have the day off, which is really exciting. I'm also getting my hair done a little bit. I'm going to dye it again and have it be a little bit darker. I also do want to work on my 10-year binder tomorrow. I have a lot of things planned tomorrow, so I'm going to go read a little bit more of The Vanishing Stare, and if I can get up to page 200 before I go to bed, I'll definitely give you guys another update. Bye, friends. I did wind up going to get my hair done earlier, so now it's very, very blue. But I also did wind up waking up early this morning. I did wind up doing a bit of stuff for my 10-year binder. I didn't get nearly as much done as I wanted, but it's not even a long process, but like I just have to like make it look, it's like I'm a theater teacher, so it's a little bit different like doing my own 10-year binder, so I'm just trying to make it look nice. I have a lot of scrapbooking stuff, so I'm just trying to make it look nice. But I started today thinking, okay, I'm gonna read 150 pages of Foundry Side, and then I'm gonna go back and finish The Vanishing Stare. That is not what happened. I'm a part of this reading challenge called the Avengers Reading Challenge. If you haven't participated, it was so much fun this year, so engaging, so motivating. But we're in this like this Thanos boss battle, which is like going to be for 2 weeks. And they told us yesterday, they're like, okay, we're going to drop some challenges for today. I'm like, oh, that's good. I'm off today. Then they dropped and they said, no, we're going to do challenges tomorrow, but make sure that both your current reads are done. And I started to panic because I literally just picked up Foundry Side. I am like 40 pages, and this is a 500-page book. I'm loving it. I just don't think I'm going to be able to finish this by tomorrow. And I definitely wouldn't be able to do it if I was also reading The Vanishing Stair. So I picked up the audiobook of The Vanishing Stair, and I'm really liking that. But I've only read about 40 pages of this. So I do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to like just tell us to like stop reading our current read because this is massive. I don't know what the challenges are going to be. It might be like a weekend reading vlog. I have no idea. But so far, like 40 pages into this, I'm really enjoying it. It basically follows this character named Sinisha. I think it's Sinisha. I could be wrong. But she has a character. Has a very unique power, which I don't think I ever read before. When she touches an object, she could sort of like feel it and kind of know where it came from. She could also sort of like anticipate like breaks in it. Like if she's like puts her hand on a wall, she could sort of tell like where the weak parts are, how she could get through. But she was tasked to steal something. What she's stolen was not what she was expecting, and she's sort of dealing with that. The part I'm in right now, I don't want to spoil it because I think it's very, very unique and different, but it reminds me so much of Percy Jackson. This is like an adult book, but that part of it just reminds me of Percy Jackson a lot. I don't want to spoiler what it is, but I'm just very, very reminiscent of Percy Jackson. So yeah, it's about 3 o'clock. I have until 7:30 because I'm gonna go to yoga tonight because I do not know what this weekend's gonna bring. But so I am going to pick this up, try to read a little bit more, and when I get up to page 100, or maybe maybe around page 100, I'll give you guys another check-in. But so far, I'm really, really liking it, and it might be I've really struggled with adult fantasy in recent months. I've been trying to get into it. This was supposed to be like an adult fantasy reading month. I always struggle with it, but so far I'm really liking this one. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit when I have more information for you. Bye. Checking back in. I wound up almost getting up to page 100 in Foundry Side. So the goal for tonight is to get up to page 150 because that's when like my challenge is over. I don't know what they're going to do for tomorrow, like challenge wise. So I don't know if I'm going to keep reading this weekend. I definitely think I'm going to do a different reading vlog probably tomorrow, unless they announce it tonight. They said that they might do that. I wake up ridiculously early in the morning to go to work. Wake up at 5. I don't know if they're going to announce the boss battle that early. So if they don't, I'll probably just read this tomorrow and then just change the book over when I come home. It just really depends on their schedule. So I'm waiting to see about that. But my goal was to finish about 50 more pages. I am going to work out at like 4:30. I'm going to go to a yoga class. So I'm going to go do that. But my goal is to finish like 50 more pages of this. But really, I'm liking it. We're getting more perspectives. I just really am intrigued by this world right off the bat. I think it's a very interesting story because it really is a story about one character, but you're learning a lot about this world. There's an element of the story that I'm really quite enjoying. Again, it reminds me a lot of Percy Jackson. I don't want to tell you why because it's going to be a spoiler, but I really am liking it. I think it's a very, very fun, engaging read. I'm definitely intrigued enough to keep reading, which is good, which has not been the case in most of my adult fantasies I've picked up recently, but this one I really am liking. So I'm going to go try to read another like 30 pages, and then I'll give you guys another check-in. Bye, friends. Story here. I'm here to wrap up this reading vlog. A boss battle was dropped, so I'm going to kind of do a weekend reading vlog where I talk about that boss battle. But in this reading vlog, I did finish reading my Christmas read, the Christmas swap, which I did really like. I also finished reading These Deadly Games by Diana Urban, which is my first 2022 book. I really like that. I think I like that book a little bit better than her first book that she wrote, All Those Twisted Secrets. I also read about 150 pages in Foundry Side as well, and I just literally this morning finished The Vanishing Stair that I was also reading in this reading blog. So I actually had a pretty good reading week, much better than my previous reading week. So I will chat to you guys in my next reading vlog, which will be Avengers Reading Challenge themed. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, friends.